Please, you gotta help me, Mr. Tony. I know I ain't smart, but you are.
Frankie, take it easy.
They're coming after me.
Well, he was arrested 3 years ago in Phoenix for looking in at the window at this young girl getting undressed. Now, if that ain't something that might lead to rape, I don't know what is.
I killed her, yes, but I never done that.
Here. Will you get out of here?
Operator, get me the police. Frankie, you killed her.
I didn't mean to do nothing.
I think she's dead.
She's dead, all right. Now, who are you?
I'm the apartment manager, Clyde Ledbetter. The kid did it.
What kid?
Frankie Toya. He works for me around the buildings. He was painting the trim. When I come in, he was holding her with his two hands. And then he ran out.
You'll spell that Toya for us, won't you, Clyde?
T-O-Y-E-R. You know, he's 22, but he acts like he's 9.
You'll get a description from him and then send out an APB on this Frankie Toyer.
Yes, sir.
You'll stick around, won't you, Clyde?
Come on, baby. There.
Oh.
God.
Oh, I'm tired.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
The next party, we're gonna leave before midnight.
Or sleep in the camper.
Hey, I'm gonna check that vino.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, darling. Fantastico! Chianti Petrocelli. My ancestors would be proud of me, honey. Hey, son. Hey, what you doing here?
I come last night when it was dark. And you wasn't here, so I waited.
Are you all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you hungry? Would you like some food?
Yes, ma'am.
Frankie, what's your last name?
Toyer. Capital T, small O-Y-E-R.
And the lady that told you about me, do you remember her name?
She lives over by the drive-in movie with a bunch of other ladies.
Millicent Legrand. Madame Legrand.
And she told you that I do things about cops, hmm?
Yes, sir.
Like what?
Like helping get away from them.
Did you run away from a policeman, Frankie?
Yes, sir. All night, pretty near. I'm scared, Mr. Tony. I'm scared.
Don't be scared now, Frankie. I'm very glad you came here for help. And I'm gonna do everything I can for you. But before I do, I want you to tell me exactly why you're scared. And I want you to tell me why you ran away from that policeman, hmm? Now, just try to remember. Now, take your time.
I've been working for Mr. Ledbetter for a while now, over to his apartment. And yesterday I got to paint the carport. I've done real good, too. I stayed inside the lines like you do in the coloring books. It sounded like somebody was hurt. So I went to find out who. I know the lady who had lived in there. She was a nice lady. She used to talk to me sometimes. I knowed right off she was hurt bad. I shouldn't have touched her. But she made me scared that she was dead. Like when Mrs. Brady's cat died and I got mad it was dead and shook it. I shook it real hard. I shook her too hard. Just like I done with the cat. I killed her. I took her over to the bed, but I knowed I'd killed her.
Frankie! Frankie! You killed her!
Mr. Ledbetter didn't have to tell me I'd killed her. I knowed it. But I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. And I heard them sirens. The cops' sirens. I hate them things. I know the cops would never believe me. They never have. And after I run for a while, I remembered what the lady had said about you helping her get away from cops.
Where you from, Frankie?
I come from over to the Memorial Orphanage in Phoenix.
Did you run away from there?
Oh, no, they let me go. They give me papers and everything.
Frankie, have you had trouble with the cops before, Frankie?
I hate those bars. I hate the way it smells. Please, Mr. Tony. Please, you gotta help me, Mr. Tony. I know I ain't smart, but you are.
Frankie, take it easy, huh?
They're coming after me.
Frankie, come here. Frankie, come here. Frankie, come on. Frankie, listen to me. Now listen to me. I don't want you to run.
They're gonna lock me up.
If they do, I'll get you out.
I didn't mean to hurt her.
Look, Frankie, I know that, and you know that. Now, we've got to convince all those other people before they'll let you free.
Why?
It's the law, Frankie. Come on, Frankie, we're gonna go inside. Take inside, we're gonna right inside to me.
Good morning, Miss Petrocelli.
Would you tell that man to put his gun away?
Well, you can't be too careful these days, ma'am. Counselor, do you have the fugitive Frankie Toyer here?
I have my client, Frankie Toyer, in there, if that's what you mean. He's unarmed. He's not going to resist arrest.
Put your gun away, Lloyd.
Frankie? Okay. Come on. It's gonna be okay.
I'm placing you under arrest, son.
All right, lean forward, hands in the car.
He's got the mind of a 10-year-old.
Nothing wrong with his hands.
You have the right to remain silent.
Who's the girl?
The girl was Beth Williams.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. Now get your butt in the car.
You can't blame Bracker. He seen what that boy done to that little girl with his bare hands.
Frankie? I don't talk to anybody until I'm there. You understand?
Come as quick as you can. I'm real bad scared, Mr. Tony.
I will.
Good morning, Anthony J. Who? Uh-huh. And you want to know if double parking is legal on Saturdays? Well, I don't know. But I do know Mr. Petrocelli's the last person in the world to ask about parking violations. You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Ritter.
Hi, Maggie.
How about some coffee?
You make 100 proof coffee?
No.
Then I don't want any.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, did you find my appearance in the shoebag case?
I did.
Good. You need a drink. Good kid. Pete showed me a dime. I put a coin in your meter.
You put a dime in it?
No, I put a penny in it. It's a 9-cent fee.
Penny's only 12 minutes.
You're only gonna be here for 12 minutes. What do you got?
Her name was Beth Williams.
I know that.
Age 26, employed at the West Side Medical Center. She worked as a receptionist secretary for a doctor.
Mm-hmm. What kind of doctor?
He's a baby doctor.
Obstetrician.
Name of Vernon.
Uh-huh. Check it out?
No, not yet.
The first thing. Cause of death.
Strangulation.
Police report?
Be ready in about an hour.
I better go and pick it up then.
I need the car.
Okay, honey, then you can drop me off.
Okay.
Oh, Pete, find out what you can on Beth Williams, and check out the Memorial Orphanage in Phoenix, the file on Frankie Toyer. I want anything you can find to help that kid. I'll talk to you later.
Patrolman Hanson, report to accident records.
Hey, Petrocelli, can I talk to you for a minute? I promise not to take up too much of your high-priced time.
Well, this is your territory.
Lieutenant Wright to Detective Division.
By golly, Petrocelli. Looks like you picked yourself another winner.
It's funny, I don't remember making a bet today.
Well, we got ourselves a motive.
Yeah, well, motivate me.
The victim, Beth Williams. She had sexual relations shortly before she died.
Rape?
That's what they call it.
No, I don't buy that. Not Frankie. No, not forcible rape.
I didn't say anything about forcible rape. Looks like she submitted out of fear for her life. But he killed her anyway.
No, I still don't buy that.
I'm not selling, Petrocelli. I'm giving it away. Here's a copy of the official police report. Have a nice day, huh?
You mean me?
Frankie, do you understand what I'm asking you?
Yes. Sure. I know what that is. But I never. I swear to you, Mr. Tony. I never done no such thing to her. I killed her, yes. But I never done that.
Okay, Frankie.
You believe me, don't you?
Yes, I believe you, Frankie.
Mr. Tony? Can you make them others believe me, too?
I'm gonna give it one hell of a try.
But it just doesn't make any sense.
What's that?
Well, if he admitted that he killed her, Why lie about rape?
Why, indeed.
You mean if somebody else?
Raped her. And she might have been dead before he even got to her.
Oh, wow.
And that on that date you did unlawfully and with malice aforethought murder Elizabeth Williams.
Yeah, but I...
Franklin Marvin Toyer, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, Your Honor, may bail be set.
In the matter of bail, Your Honor, the people strongly recommend against that due to the seriousness of the crime committed.
The court concurs with the people. Bail denied.
Your Honor, may I remind the court that Frankie Toyer is not an ordinary defendant. He's a very special case. So may I respectfully submit that he needs special treatment.
Mr. Petrocelli, the court calls attention to the fact that any person aged 14 or older may be tried for murder. Trial is set for Thursday, the 27th of this month in this court. Next case.
Mr. Tony?
Case number 1737-21, People versus Maxwell Quincy
What's
Stein.
insanities? What's not guilty by insanities?
No, Frankie. It's just a precaution. It's a legal precaution. In case they find you guilty of the evidence, then we can always fall back on the insanity plea.
Oh, please, Mr. Tony. I'm dumb. I sure am. But I ain't got no insanities. It's the God's honest truth, Mr. Tony.
Well, she could have been dead when Frankie got to her.
Listen, Mr. Petrocelli, I saw Frankie do it. He was always bothering her, trying to get her to talk to him.
And did you see the rape?
Not exactly. When I come into the bedroom, there he was, holding her.
Yeah, well, he'd fallen, see? Tripped over something, trying to carry her to the bed.
You really believe that?
I believe my client.
Well, that's what makes horse races. Good luck, Mr. Lawyer.
Boys and people.
Not our people, though. What do you got?
How much? Frankie Toyer was brought up in that memorial orphanage in Phoenix. All the time he was there, he only had one minor scrap with the police.
What was that about?
I don't know. They wouldn't give me the details over the phone. They said they'd send a memo in the mail. But they said he was a good boy, one of the best.
Well, how about Beth Williams?
She was engaged to be married up until about 3 weeks ago. A fellow named Paul Cooper. And the way I got it, they broke up hard. Big fight, very bad feelings.
What about?
Another guy, Dr. Oscar Vernon.
Oh, the obstetrician.
The baby doctor.
I want you to check him out, Pete, huh? And where can I find this guy, Cooper?
Old West Town, tourist trap he works at.
What does he do?
Mostly he falls off rooftops.
Hey, Paul Cooper?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anthony Petrocelli. I'm the attorney for Frankie Toyer.
You're sick.
You're sane?
Compared to you. What do you want to defend that creep for?
Well, even creeps deserve a fair trial, but Frankie Toyer's not a creep.
They caught him in the act.
Not quite.
You think he's innocent?
Well, I don't think he had a motive for killing Beth Williams.
What about rape? Isn't that a motive?
No, there's no real evidence of rape.
What was the motive? Whoever did it.
Well, how about jealousy?
You mean me?
Well, you broke up with Beth Williams a few weeks ago, didn't you?
That's right. And I haven't seen her since, not even from a distance.
Can you prove that?
I don't have to. I'll tell you something else. Petrocelli?
Yeah, that's right, Petrocelli.
If I was gonna kill somebody, it wouldn't be Beth. It'd be that lover boy doctor she worked for.
And I've told you, doctor can't see you. But I made an appointment like anybody else.
You made it under a false name, Miss Conway. We cannot tolerate such deceptions here.
You tolerate far worse deceptions.
Miss Conway? May I help you, sir?
I guess I wanted to see Dr. Vernon.
Your name?
Petrocelli. I called him earlier.
Oh, yes, the lawyer.
Is that young lady a patient?
Dr. Vernon? There's a Mr. Petrocelli here to see you. Yes, doctor. Go right in.
Is that an order?
He called me her boyfriend?
That's what he said, yeah.
Well, I don't know this Cooper, but I can assure you, my relationship with Miss Williams was strictly professional.
You had nothing to do with the breakup of their romance?
Nothing that I know of.
Are you willing to testify to that under oath?
Of course. You mean this is going to be dragged out in open court?
Well, if Cooper tells the police what he told me, then I'd bet on it, yeah.
Why should I have to be brought into it? I mean, it could hurt my practice, and I'm a married man.
Look, if your hands are clean, you've got nothing to worry about.
Well, my hands are clean, but that's not the point. There is still the implication. Yes? Oh, well, he can take it in here. It's for you, Mr. Ritter.
Oh, thanks.
You want me to step out?
No, that's fine. Yappy, what's up? Well, you can bet your Yappy, I'll be right over there. You tell me what a receptionist was doing with a $12,000 automobile?
She paid cash for it.
What was the salary?
$600 a month.
She must have been moonlighting at the U.S. Mint.
Well, she sure was doing something. I'm checking on her.
Well, she must have had something that somebody wanted real bad. Yeah, real bad.
Petrocelli! Didn't they teach you at Harvard Law School that you're supposed to have a warrant to search a vehicle?
Well, who's searching? I'm just in the market for a used car, that's all.
Uh-huh. Petrocelli, don't you make a mistake of taking advantage of my good nature. Your old friend will land on you like a ton of marshmallows.
You've got the landing gear for it, too.
Well, this is something, ain't it? Your boy Frankie done this, you know.
Oh, is that right?
We found his knife under a hedge about 20 feet away from where we found the car.
I didn't know it was his knife.
Had his name scratched on it. You have a nice day now. Oh! There's one other thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, your boy Frankie turns out to be a kind of a ladies' man.
What are you talking about?
Well, he was arrested 3 years ago in Phoenix for looking in at the window at this young girl getting undressed. Now, if that ain't something that might lead to rape, I don't know what is. I'll be seeing you.
Hey, that smells good.
What does?
Go ahead, see for yourself.
Hey, a cheeseburger. And a chocolate malt. Hey, I ain't had a cheeseburger since...
Frankie, they found the lady's car all cut up. You know, a Beth Williams car.
Cut up?
Yeah, with a knife. No, it was your knife, Frankie.
I lost my knife.
Mm-hmm. Well, somebody found it.
Gee, that ain't very nice, cutting up a lady's car. Why'd anybody want to do that?
Maybe they were looking for something.
Hey, yeah, that's what. Gee, you're smart, Mr. Tony.
It wasn't you, was it, Frankie?
No. I didn't even know she had a car.
Now, that's the truth, isn't it?
I always tell the truth.
Why didn't you tell me you were arrested in Phoenix 3 years ago?
I was?
Yeah, for looking in a girl's window while she was getting undressed.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Why, did you do things like that often, Frankie?
No. That was the only time. And I didn't even do it that time.
Now, wait a second, Frank. You just lost me. Now, what do you mean by that?
I mean, as soon as I seen she was taking her clothes off, I didn't look anymore.
You went away?
No. I couldn't do that. I just stood there and I closed my eyes.
But why did you stand there?
I can't remember. There was a reason. I don't remember it now.
Frankie, keep trying to remember. I'm gonna go now.
You? Salute.
I don't understand it.
Somebody fouled the bash.
Hello. Yes, he is. Who's calling? Paul Cooper?
Anyway, that's why I was so hard-nosed with you yesterday. I was lying to you. Also, I lied to the police.
Yeah, well, you said that, but do you mind telling me what you were lying about?
I had dinner with Beth the night before she was killed.
You intimate with her?
Yes. In the morning, just before I left.
When was that?
About an hour or so before she was killed.
So you left her in good health, though, in good spirits.
Good health. But we had an argument.
About what?
About what broke us up in the first place, Dr. Vernon.
What about him?
I thought that she was falling for him. I thought they were having an affair.
Were they?
I don't think so.
But what do you think they were having, then?
They had some kind of business arrangement.
Sure, she worked for him as a receptionist.
Oh, I don't mean that. You see, she suddenly had all this money.
Did you ask her about it?
Oh, sure. She got mad. She said it was her savings. No way was that her savings.
What kind of business arrangement did you think she had with the doctor?
I don't know. And she broke up with me rather than tell me about it.
Well, do you have a theory?
No theories. Now, if you want to know any more, you better ask Dr. Vernon.
Well, that's on my schedule. And if I were you, I would go down to the police station and tell Lieutenant Pons exactly what you told me.
Why should I?
To keep your tail out of jail. Ciao.
State your name and occupation, please.
John Lewis Wilson. I'm a deputy in the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department.
Have you ever seen the defendant before?
Yes, I have.
Under what circumstances?
I arrested him 3 years ago outside of Phoenix on a peeping Tom charge. He was watching a girl undress through a window.
Objection. The previous arrest has nothing to do with this case and is clearly inadmissible.
Sustained. Mr. Bentley, you should know better than that.
I apologize to the court, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Mr. Petrocelli, would you like that testimony stricken?
No, Your Honor. However, I would like to question the witness.
Proceed.
How you doing, Deputy? Would you be more precise about the circumstances under which Frank Toyer was arrested? I mean, step by step. Huh?
The department received a telephone call about a prowler. When my partner and I arrived at the scene, we caught Toyer looking in a window. There was a girl inside undressing. We arrested him.
Mm-hmm. Was he convicted?
No.
Why not?
We found out later he did it on a dare from some friends of his at the orphanage.
Hold it. What do you mean, a dare?
Well, they sent him up to the window. then called the police. They confessed just after we arrested him.
And what did Frankie say about that?
He thought it was a game. He didn't know anyone would be inside undressing.
May I suggest, Deputy, that in your zeal to aid your associates in law enforcement, you neglected to fulfill an oath that you had taken here, which was to tell the whole truth. But on the other hand, you were never asked to by Mr. Bentley, were you? That's all, Deputy.
Yes, sir. This is my identification tag on the knife.
And did you find any fingerprints on the knife?
Yes, there were 2 clear latent prints that matched the prints of the defendant.
Your Honor, let the record show that scratched on the handle of the knife is the single word Frankie.
Then I hurried over to her apartment, and I went in, and there he was, with the body.
And then what happened, sir?
Well, when he heard the police sirens coming, he sort of pushed by me and ran out the door. That was the last I saw of him. Until today.
Now, if I may, Mr. Ledbetter, let me put together what we have so far. Frankie Toyer had seen Miss Williams. He'd even talked to her, but she wanted nothing to do with him.
Hi, lady.
Oh, hello.
I seen you around. I've been thinking about asking you for a date.
Oh, well, that's really very nice, but I'm not interested, thank you.
You've heard Mr. Ledbetter testify that Frankie Toyer had bothered Beth Williams on several occasions, and each time she politely rebuffed him. But this time would be different. Frankie didn't have many friends. He was lonely. He had been thinking about the girl for a long time. And now he had a chance to do something about those thoughts. As Beth Williams took her shower, Frankie went to open the door to her apartment. She couldn't hear anything and had no way of knowing an intruder was there. But she'd find out soon enough. Finding the door locked, Toyer broke it in.
What are you doing here? Look, I didn't invite you in here. You get out now.
Don't get mad.
Get out. I tell you, I'm going to call the cops on you.
Don't get mad.
Get out, I said. Get out of here, will you? I tell you, I don't want you in here. I'll call the cops on you. Get out! Please! Please, please, please! No! No!
Clyde Ledbetter heard her screams in the manager's office. He rushed to her apartment and found the open door. Mr. Ledbetter had given Frankie his job and at the time was a little concerned about his mentality. It kept Frankie busy with odd jobs, but now his worst fears were confirmed.
Frankie! You killed her!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the people have established motive. They've established opportunity. And overwhelmingly convincing physical evidence that demands one and only one verdict. Guilty as charged. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Ledbetter, you heard the prosecution establish how long it takes for a person to die of strangulation?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. How long is that?
Oh, I think the doctor said maybe 4 minutes. 3 or 4.
That's very good, that's very good. May I remind you if you're still under oath? You also testified that you saw the defendant strangle Beth Williams, did you not?
Yes, I did.
In other words, you stood in the doorway for 3 or 4 minutes and watched that happen.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, how long were you there?
Well, I don't know. Just a few seconds, maybe 5 or 6 seconds.
Wait, who? You say 5 or 6 seconds? They just heard what Dr. Caldwell said. It took us several minutes to die.
Well, maybe he'd done it before I got there.
Look, the point is, did you or did you not see the defendant kill that girl?
Well,
yes or no?
Dr. Vernon is not in.
That's kind of funny because I saw his car in the garage.
There must be some mistake. He is not in.
Well, I don't have to be in court until Monday morning, so I'll just wait until he gets in, okay?
Well, if you're going to be difficult about it, I may as well tell you that Dr. Vernon expressly told me that he did not want to talk to you or any other lawyer. I told you, Miss Conway.
See the doctor.
You can't see him.
Well, she happens to be with me. I'm her lawyer.
Are you really a lawyer?
Yes, I am. Oh, my name is Anthony Petrocelli.
I'm Millie Conway.
Hi, Millie. Well, do you need a lawyer?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to tell me about it?
Well, it's a long story, but the main thing is Dr. Vernon sold my baby for $10,000, and I want it back.
And what did Dr. Vernon say when you told him you wanted an abortion?
He said that if I'd have the baby, he'd give me $5,000 for it, $1,000 in advance.
Mm-hmm. And he gave you $1,000 in advance, did he?
Yes, in cash.
Did you have the baby?
Yes.
And what happened to the baby?
Dr. Vernon took him the day I left the hospital. He handed me the $4,000 and took the baby right out of my arms and handed it to that Beth Williams and drove off.
Look, I know this is a little hard, but we're almost finished. So please continue, huh?
Well, I took the $4,000 and I went to his office. He wouldn't take the money. He said he'd already placed the baby.
What? Placed the baby?
Sold it.
He told you that?
No, Beth Williams did. After Dr. Vernon walked out on me. She took the money and she said she'd try to buy the baby back.
She took the $4,000?
Yes. And a lot of canceled checks and birth certificates and things.
She left the doctor's office with all that?
Yes.
Do you remember the date?
Yes, it was October 18th.
Let the record show that October the 18th is the day before Beth Williams was murdered. Now, please continue.
When I didn't hear from Beth Williams that night, as she'd promised, I got worried. So first thing the next morning, I called the office. Dr. Vernon answered. And when I told him about giving the money to Beth Williams, he got very angry and hung up on me.
It was then that you heard that Beth Williams was murdered?
Yes, on the radio.
Millie, did that frighten you?
Yes. I didn't call again, didn't go near Dr. Vernon until yesterday. I went to the office hoping to reason with him.
And what happened?
He went into a rage. He said that he knew nothing about my baby or the $4,000 or the birth certificates, that I was lying, hallucinating, that he was going to have me committed, when all I wanted was my baby.
We will never know now whether Beth Williams actually intended to buy back Millie Conway's baby from whoever purchased it. But whatever Beth's precise intentions, we can be reasonably certain that Dr. Vernon not only wanted to get back the money and the fraudulent birth certificates, but the other records. And he took the most direct possible means of getting it. Figuring Beth Williams would hide the papers, he started with her car. Using Frankie's knife, which he found on the ground nearby, Vernon searched its interior. When he found they weren't there, he went to her apartment.
What are you doing here?
The doctor broke in and confronted Beth. She angrily told him to leave and an argument followed. For whatever reason, blackmail or pangs of conscience, Beth Williams was about to expose Dr. Vernon's criminal activity. He desperately wanted those records and would try anything to get them back, including murder. Frankie heard Beth's screams while out painting. He ran to her apartment and just missed seeing Dr. Vernon, who seconds before had made his quick exit. Then, Frankie saw Beth Williams' body on the floor. He was stunned and confused. He wasn't sure what had happened, so Frankie went inside to see if Beth was still alive. And Mr. Ledbetter accused Frankie of killing the girl. And Frankie heard the siren, and he ran.
We, the jury, duly sworn in the above entitled matter upon our oaths, find the defendant not guilty.
Well, honey, it means you're free.
This court stands adjourned.
All rise.
Thank you, Mr. Tony.